Woo, yeah. Live from the collective sigh of people who believe proxy statement director skill matrices.
Oh. Did they just wake up and realize that's not a real thing?
Are we the only ones that even know what that statement means? It's an all-new, terrific Tuesday edition of Business Bands featuring analyst Hole Matt Moscardi. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, hey.
On today's balloon filled with ESG powder called June 2nd, 2026, the Who Do You Blame game.
Yay! What? So I have to say some things here, which is, first of all, Riverside in all its smart glory changed its entire
software
layout. Yeah. So we usually have music playing and
fun stuff
fade it out
happening
manually, and now there's like weird buttons, and I haven't figured it out.
Well, the question is, did AI replace workers there, and maybe AI made these decisions?
No,
do you think people are trying to keep their jobs?
Begging them for 3 years to do some of these changes, so it's good to have them, but I just haven't figured them out yet. So we'll see. Anyway,
our show today is being sponsored. Our show today is being sponsored by Free Flow Analytics.
Yep.
And FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance for free. That's right, board power, connections, and performance for free. I saw a friend of the show, Jim McRitchie, citing our data yesterday on LinkedIn.
Oh, really? I see.
Influence, citing the influence percentage of a director. I don't remember which company he was referring to, but yeah, go for it.
I cite it in today's show because it's actually useful.
Let's get to it. Come on.
Yeah, let's do it. Go. Yeah, you go.
All right, we don't have like fun music to play me.
No,
Carnival.
I don't know where the buttons are.
I think your favorite industry might be the cruise industry, right?
Nah. Oh my God, they make me ill.
Carnival Corporation's data breach exposed personal data of nearly 6 million customers.
First of all, can we stop there? There are 6 million people.
Yeah, and that's just one cruise company.
Terrible.
An April social engineering attack on an employee account compromised names, dates of birth, and government-issued ID numbers. Who do you blame? I got to go right to the skills matrix. We're going to start with the skills matrix.
Oh, did you call back to the joke?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
It wasn't a joke. How dare you? The Carnival Corporation published a skills matrix citing the skill technology and cybersecurity, which, I don't have to define that. You kind of know what that means, right? But
vaguely, yeah.
But actually, they do say experience with cybersecurity matters is increasingly important to mitigate the risks our business faces. So they, this is not just about having people who are this is like a big. They realize that cybersecurity is not just someone losing their password, right?
Well, they didn't say skill in Microsoft Paint. They said, mitigate risk.
So as usual, this is like the most underrepresented skill at all boards. I have no idea why. But I probably do know why, because the whoever gets nominated for the board is just part of the people's network. So really, if you don't have cybersecurity skills, your buddies probably don't either. You're probably not hanging out in those crowds, right? That's my guess. Anyway,
I don't hang out in any crowds. Much less a cruise crowd.
They cite five directors had the skills, and I'm going to list them. CEO Josh Weinstein, he's been at Carnival since 2002. He started as a General Counsel, and so that's a no. He doesn't have any.
Yeah, can we stop saying the CEO has all the skills? They don't.
How about Sir Johathon Band? He comes from the British Navy. Where the last job post he had was First Sea Lord and Chief of Naval Staff. I didn't realize that everything in the UK sounds like a video game. Really? First Sea Lord?
I'm the First Sea Lord. Well, I would say he might have that skill, though.
No, stop. He hasn't been at the Navy since 2009.
Oh, really?
So let's just say no.
So he could stop it if it was in MS-DOS.
Jason Cahilly is the director. He's the CEO of Dragon Group, which provides capital and business management consulting and advisory services. He's also the CFO of the NBA, the league where they bounce the ball around.
No, that's funny.
Orange ball.
Yeah, I have a director from the NBA. I don't know what's with the NBA.
Yeah, that's a no.
Today.
That's a no for cybersecurity skills. Nelda Connors. She's a CEO and chair of Pine Grove Holdings, a privately held investment company. She was the CEO back in the day of a at Core, which manufactured electrical safety and infrastructure solutions, and VP at Eaton Electrical and Automotive Supplier. It's a no.
What is
no
this
cybersecurity.
the list? What is this list of directors that we're going through? Just all the people that don't have the skill?
No, all the people they say do have the skills.
They say have the skill.
And finally, Laura Weil. She's a retail queen, founder of Village Lane Advisories, which specializes in services to retailers. She was the COO at New York & Company, Women's Apparel, Ashley Stewart, Women's Apparel, Urban Brands, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All apparel. I'm going to give that a no.
Yeah, why? How is it even possible that these people have been chosen?
This is just like market fraud. I'm sorry. I hope that no one invests in this company based on these skills matrices, thinking, oh well, they're mitigating the risk of cybersecurity. Anyway, that's the first. Who do you blame?
I'll say this: in the free float database, it has Nelda Connors as at least having engineering and technology as a background.
Look, to be fair, the skill is technology and cybersecurity. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can have technology skills, but no cybersecurity skills. But I'm making the case that none of these people have cybersecurity
have any skills whatsoever.
Nelda Connors definitely has probably some technology skills, although it's the only one from that list. I'm going to be fair with you.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on. And I'll just go simply here. You can blame the skills matrix. You can blame the audit committee, which oversees cybersecurity risk. And again, two of those people, the aforementioned, don't have skills. There's two other people on this committee. One is from a lawyer from Walmart. One has been a Carnival director since 1987, and and it was last CEO at a wireless communications company back in 2010. You see where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yeah, well, what I see is that they have no one with any skills of any kind.
So who do you blame? Well, I'm just going to cut it short. Who do you blame here? Do you blame the skills matrix? Do you blame an individual director? Do you blame the audit committee? The audit committee chair is the aforementioned Laura Weil, and again, she's the one who has an incredible amount of women's apparel retailer experience, which is good, I guess. I don't really know why for Carnival, but whatever.
What she was the
Where do you
CFO.
land?
She was the CFO of one of the retailers, and does she even have audit experience? Like, I'm confused by the experiences that these people have.
Yeah, they don't.
But isn't this just a one-person board? Isn't this Mickey Arison's board?
Oh,
Carnival,
right. I should have finished. Mickey Arison. Do you blame Mickey Arison? Controls 75% of influence. He's the executive chair, former CEO, and 7% stockholder.
Yeah, you blame Mickey Arison for everything. See, I mean, like he's the everything. It's like everyone here is connected to him. It's boring.
In these companies, that's it. You just blame the controlled holder, right? The controlling influence director. Is that how this game works?
There's one option you didn't put on here.
Yeah.
And that's like the corporate secretary and investor relations team who puts this report together and decides who goes on the skills matrix, right?
You know what?
Because
next time I'm going to look at that.
Aren't they the ones committing the fraud? They put the matrix together.
Could be an underling, and they don't check it.
I mean, they must go to the board and say, "Can I put this as a skill that you have?" And the board is like, "Ooh,
yeah." The legal must vet this too, right?
I mean, what if like the IR team went to Laura Weil and say, "Can we mark you on the skills matrix as a dentist?"
Yes.
And would Laura Weil say, "If Mickey says it's fine, then I guess it's fine."
Look,
right?
If dental skills were sort of a necessary skill to push towards the investor class to be like, "Don't worry, we have dental skills," then yes, she would have lied about it. Is my guess. Yeah. Because they're liars. That's clearly what's happening.
Don't read a skills matrix. Is the takeaway here.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to do one. You ready for this one? All right. This was the headline: Danone, Starbucks shine in methane reduction ranking.
Okay.
All right. So
Danone that's like Danone yogurt.
Yeah. Danone yogurt.
Is that a thing anymore? Isn't that just like sugar and? Is that a real company? Danone?
Yogurt's real.
Still is. Yeah.
Yogurt
keep going.
still is real.
Yeah.
Their yogurt may not be very real.
Ahead.
But look, it's from the report. So this is the thing. these headlines come out all the time about such and such company is a leader on some ranking.
Someone's
right?
shining somewhere.
Someone's shining something. And I'm hoping that the methane isn't creating the shine, but in this case, Danone is winning at methane reduction. Okay. In fact, the report said, quote, Danone is the only company in the group aligned with the global methane pledge.
Well, is that because it's French? Is it forced to align with this because the French still sort of pretend to care?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because they are the only one who has a 30% reduction in global levels of methane by 2030.
That's it.
And they lead the
4 years
pack in progress towards the target. They're basically winning. If it comes to methane reduction, which is cow farts, that's what we're talking about. It's massive. It's mass ag. It's mass.
I
dairy.
would think there's a lot of cow farting going on at a yogurt company.
Yeah, that's what you would think, right?
Yeah.
So who do you blame for this victory?
What?
Like who do you credit?
I like this. Who do you credit?
Who do you credit?
I actually have one of those later too. Who do you credit? Go ahead.
All right. Do you credit the chair of the CSR committee, Lise Kingo?
I was going to say it's a woman, right?
It's a woman, 9% influence. She's one of 3 directors in the Free Float database tagged as having merit. Oh. She has, are you ready for this? Talk about qualifications. A master's degree in responsibility and business from the University of Bath.
Okay.
A bachelor's degree in religions and ancient Greek art.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of degrees in modern Greek art. You notice that? Why is that?
What I notice is I don't see a lot of degrees in Greek art, period.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I love it. A bachelor's degree in marketing and economics.
Okay, so she has 2 bachelor's and a master's. Okay. Well, again, we know it to be true that if you're going to be a director as a woman, you have to have double the credentials and experience as men.
At least.
Yeah.
She's got a certificate as an international director from INSEAD.
Oh, that's one of the top business schools in the world. In Paris.
The world, yeah. She's ex Novo Nordisk from there. She did environmental affairs, internal audit, compliance, human resources, communication, sustainability, branding. She actually helped create the UN SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the UN Global Compact.
Can I just pick her so we can move on?
Somehow, according to Free Float data, she only bats 559 on carbon intensity for her career and 415 for scope 1 and 2 carbon. So she's actually not winning on carbon.
Well, but,
I don't know.
But we know that, is this a voice on a board people are going to listen to the most? The woman who
she's
sits
got
on
9% influence.
Okay, so she's like one of many equal members.
Well, so Free Float has deference scoring, so deference flags. These are directors who rely heavily on the executive who's in charge of the company and for their board position. And it would be really hard as a human being who likes their job to dissent in the boardroom because you're so reliant on your connections and money you get from this position or from the CEO. She's the only director on this board and in many, many boards. It's a rare thing. The only director tagged is fully independent, 0 deference. She didn't have a flag.
Maybe she just speaks her mind then.
She might be the only one who not only speaks her mind, but knows what she's talking about. Because she can talk about business, art, and sustainability all in one sentence.
Yes. All right. Well, I don't know why we have to go on. Am I not just picking her?
Well, here's another one.
All right.
So the board also has on its CSR committee a woman named Bettina Thessig. Uh-huh. She's only got 5% influence, but she's an employee rep because remember, it's a French company.
Oh, I love this. I love employee reps on boards.
Well, it turns out the committee charter mandates and employees get a say on this committee. At least 2/3 of the CSR committee must be independent. One director has to represent employees on this committee. And in France, the European Investment Bank found that French employees, out of all employees in Europe, were the most aware of environmental issues. 82% of French employees said they were highly concerned about environmental issues. So it could just be you have the employee reps sitting in this spot saying, our employees care about this. We have to do something.
Well, actually, you make a good case because if there is going to be one person on that board who was just going to say stuff, it's Bettina. Because why not? Let it fly, right? Let it rip.
Let it rip. Could it be Lead independent director and chair of the NOM Comp Committee, Valerie Champolade-Floquet.
Okay, yeah.
All right. She has 15% influence, the second highest to the CEO, who only has 18% influence on this
Very
company
European,
because it's so French. It's the Frenchest thing you could do. It's democracy. She got 99.16% shareholder approval in April, and that 0.16%, that was in their disclosure. So that they went to 2 decimal places to prove how important they were. She is leading the committee that sets the pay. The CEO's pay is 20% of his short-term pay and 30% of his long-term pay are based on hitting sustainability targets.
Oh, interesting.
So when you pay a CEO to do a thing, the CEO does a thing, right?
Yeah,
like, isn't that pretty
I would
basic?
do a thing, yeah.
So and we're talking about a third of pay.
Interesting.
It's not like, it's not like a little bit. It's a lot.
Oh, this is getting tougher. Well, who else? Come on.
Do you credit ex-CEO Emmanuel Faber?
Nah.
Now, Emmanuel Faber was ousted in 2021 by the board of directors and an activist investors. But he transformed the company into an enterprise à mission, which is like a French version of a B Corp.
Right, exactly. Yes.
It's like a,
do good.
We're a do-gooder corp.
Yeah.
Investors voted 99% in favor for the B Corp style moniker.
That's
and
incredible.
Then immediately ousted him a year later because the short-term share price lagged. They said he spent too much time on environmental issues. He was too
that's
progressive.
short-term thinking at its best, right?
Yeah, of course, 5 years later, not only has the stock price recovered, having nothing to do with what the new CEO has done, but they're leading on environmental issues, and where they've rolled back things, they've been sued. They were rolled back things for plastics and emissions, and they got sued. Basically, the new CEO got sued. Isn't this his win? He set them up to be victorious.
So he was kicked out because an activist investor, essentially.
Activist investor, Bluebell, and stepped in and said,
Bluebell for American activist investor?
I believe they're actually UK based.
Okay. Oh, so the British came in, and the French must have hated that.
Yeah, I think they hated all of it. The whole thing,
Interesting. All right, and who else? Is that
it?
And
finally, do you blame or do you credit. the current CEO, Antoine de Saint-Affrique, just because he's the CEO?
Yeah. Actually, I'm taking a different turn here. I'm going to cross off the last one, the current CEO. I'm going to say all of the above. I think they all deserve a share of victory. I mean, this is an incredible. You're making a really incredible case for some people who might have accomplished a thing, who deserve credit.
They deserve some credit here. They did a thing. They did a thing.
I love that you found that detail that paying a CEO to hit sustainability targets might be the key to companies hitting sustainability targets.
It's a weird thing to find. Yeah, it's a weird detail.
But all of the above. That's incredible, actually. And I do remember that. I remember that activist investor campaign, and I do recall it being just so incredibly short-termism that it was really hard to stomach. It's just like give this company, give them like some breathing room here.
Of course, it wasn't a French activist, right? Like it was like some other imperialist
I like that
activist.
One. I like that.
All right,
one.
What do you got?
Okay, here's the headline. 24 retail CEOs made as much in a day as their typical employee earned in a year. Okay?
Yeah. And
a big one did not. Okay?
A big one.
A big retail CEO did not. First of all, can you guess can you guess the company or CEO?
Yeah, it's the one that I am most heavily invested in. That's my guess. Well, Costco.
I was gonna say that doesn't help me. You have to name a company.
We've done analysis after analysis. Costco stood up to Trump. Costco fought the tariffs. Costco. There are people on their board I think need to go because they've been there a long time.
Sure.
But everything else I like about them.
Well, I think we could take a victory lap for our show and our company because you're absolutely right. It actually,
baby. I
mean, this is like a great moment where everything kind of converges, right? Where it's like, of course, it's the guy. It's Ron Vackers from Costco. Not that he's not exactly making $400,000 a year. Let's be clear.
No, I'm not saying he's in a bread line somewhere.
But part of the formula here that works at Costco is not only is he making he's a little less greedy than his peers, but more importantly, they pay their workers more. See how that works?
Yeah. So that's a weird.
So
wow. Okay.
I'm doing what you're doing, and I'm going to say, who do you credit? What do you credit here? And I have a long list here, and I'm going to go quickly. I'm going to kind of let you like mull these things over. Okay. Do we credit the fact that the CEO and chair roles are separate at Costco?
Yeah. I already like it.
Okay, but I will say in this peer set of 24 companies, that's not unique. So I'm just warning you, it's not unique to Costco.
Well, their chair, Hamilton James, he's been there for like 300 years too. So he's not exactly independent.
Do you credit the fact that Costco has a one share, one vote, unlike Walmart, for instance? It's not controlled by a family. It's one share, one vote. It's not controlled by any individual.
I like that. Yeah, that.
Well, again, caution: it's not unique to the peer set. But so okay, that's a choice. Do you credit its state of headquarters and state of incorporation, which happens to be Washington State, which is unique except for Starbucks? They're the only two companies that are incorporated in the state of Washington, which, as we know, is not being the same as being incorporated in Texas or Nevada. It's a little bit different.
It's a little bit. That one, no. I can
skip over that one.
Though. I don't care about that one. Because Starbucks ruins it.
Do you credit the fact that half the board, I'm going to phrase this differently, only 50% of the board is men? Which is low, which is incredibly low. I say only 50% of the board is men, which is like, and I'm going to say in this peer set, this is absolutely unique. There's no other company in this peer set where half the board is women. So they are an outlier here. So you could credit this. I also have, can you credit Costco's pledge? I'm going to call this their pledge of allegiance to stakeholders. So I analyzed the peer group. And Costco, out of all these companies, and some of the companies are, I'm going to give you a Dollar General, AutoZone, Texas Roadhouse, Dollar Tree, Dick's Sporting Goods,
Texas Roadhouse,
Walmart, Home Depot, these kind of companies, Starbucks. Costco generally has higher wages, better benefits, much lower turnover and higher retention, and a higher sales per employee. Got that high?
They do.
So you could credit the fact that it cares about its stakeholders. I think that's enough of a list for you to mull over, right?
Well, I would only add one thing to the list.
Yeah.
And that is Gina Raimondo, who is a newish director on the board. But she was She was
could be part of the 50% as women. Yeah.
Well, she was she worked in the Biden administration. She was the Secretary of Commerce.
That's right.
She was also the governor of Rhode Island, which is my home state, my original home state.
Rhode Island, they're not similar to Texas or Nevada.
Not similar. No. And she's smart as a whip. She has like no influence though. I just wanted to shout her out.
The only thing I was going to add too was that Costco, where Costco is also unique in this list, is they have an industry-leading pay for employees and self-imposed low-margin pricing philosophy, which, and I bring this up, which is interesting because Walmart also has low-margin pricing, but pays its employees shit. So I'm just going to add that in there.
I would say so. Look, I know the right answer.
What is the right answer?
The right answer is to say they're focused on stakeholders, right?
Yes, I think
that's
so.
the right.
But what are you saying?
I'm not going to say that.
Yeah. Okay. What are you crediting?
I'm going to credit the fact that not only is the CEO and chair separate, but Tony James, Hamilton James, the chair, has higher influence than the CEO.
Is that right? Oh, so you're taking us all the way to free float data. You're using free float data.
I'm taking us back to free float data, which is to say,
so why does that
when
matter?
The chair who runs the group that oversees the CEO, when the chair of that group has more power than the person they oversee, you can actually focus on stakeholders. You can focus on the long term. You can make decisions like, you're going to get paid a little bit less because that's the culture that we're setting here.
Yeah.
I am going to say that Tony James, having the chair role and more power and a broken CEO chair, that is why.
I'm okay with that answer. Technically, you're wrong. I think its general pledge to stakeholders is really what makes this company shine. But I think you picked a acceptable backdoor answer, which is that we can no longer exist in an environment where the CEOs are allowed to set the agenda of their independent oversight group
that oversees him.
It's just the worst thing. I actually can't think of a worse thing that's happening. All right.
I got a second one. You ready for this? Here's the headline. GM board director Johathon McNeil stepping down.
GM board director.
General Motors board director Johathon McNeil stepping down. Johathon McNeil is the CEO of DVX Ventures. He's ex-COO of Lyft, ex-president for sales at Tesla.
Oh, God.
He's a director at Lululemon.
Oh, man.
He's been a GM director.
He's in all the dramas. He's like a drama man.
Yeah, everywhere. He's everywhere. He's GM director since 2022. He's on the Governance and Corporate Responsibility Committee and the Risk and Cybersecurity Committee at GM. We know that half of boards on average think that someone on their board should be replaced. That's the PwC survey of directors. At least one director should be replaced. So here's what I want to propose here. Instead of who you blame, it's possible the GM board did not like McNeil. So who do we blame for pushing him out? Did he get pushed out? Did he choose?
Well, this
are the factors that force him to leave?
Right? This is the maddening thing because we look at basically all the 8K filings of all the biggest companies. They never tell you.
Never say this. No. So we have to guess. In fact, this 8K filing also said the same thing they all say, which he's not leaving due to any disagreement with the executive management or the board. He's just leaving. He's just stepping down, whatever. He's only been there for 4 years. The average director tenure on boards like this size is 7 to 10 years.
Yeah, and why?
Usually in aggregate, you're talking about 15 years.
And why would you leave this board? I mean, Mary Barra is in firm control. Exactly. It is money for life. He didn't have a lot of influence in the first place. So it's like just sit around. Okay, what do you got?
So here's some options. Is he leaving just because he's generally an outsider dude bro? McNeil has worked at much more modern companies than GM.
How dare you?
The board is old school,
yes,
ex-Northrop Grumman, ex-Visa, ex-Lazard, ex-HP, ex-eBay, ex-Novartis, ex-Walmart. The other directorships of these directors include Goldman and Huntsman and Procter & Gamble. These are like professional, insular board members.
Yeah.
Meanwhile...
So you're saying that he would have left on his own because he was just sick of hanging around with the dinosaurs?
Yeah, he was sitting in there and he's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Because
I'm hanging out by a guy who sells Colgate toothpaste.
He's a VC. Okay. He's investing in AI and automobility
he's
startups.
A bro. He's a VC tech bro.
The other companies he worked at were Tesla and Lyft. These are like founder fetishy, gigantic personality, dual classy companies, right?
Break the rules and don't
worry about it later.
And,
so he's sitting in GM's board and like they have 12 committees on the board. He's in 2 of them and he's like, what the hell am I wasting my time here for? And he says, fuck it, I'm out. I got AI and crypto to invest in.
Okay.
See you fools later. That's outsider dude bro. Option number 1. Number 2. Did the GM board say to him, he's not deferential enough to Mary Barra? He didn't kiss the ring. Mary Barra is in firm control here. Yeah. Barra is connected to 94% of the board, according to Free Float data.
But
the
not
entire
McNeil?
Board. No, she's connected to McNeil too. She obviously probably picked him.
Okay.
But McNeil has the highest network power of the board, higher than Mary Barra even, which means he's a connected dude outside of this board, just not as much inside of this board.
He was pushing too hard, you're saying? He was challenging her?
Maybe he was challenging, but maybe he just didn't. Maybe he was like the guy who kept saying like, why are we doing it this way? That's an old way of thinking. Maybe he was the squeaky wheel.
The academic research would suggest that women in charge or in leadership positions are more willing to kind of listen to different voices, right? I mean, they're so I don't know, but Mary Barra is a bit of an outlier.
But we're talking about Mary Barra.
Yeah,
we're not talking
she's
about
CEO
like
and
on
chair,
average.
right? She's CEO and chair.
CEO chair. He doesn't need the pay. Like the deference data suggests, he doesn't need the pay. He doesn't get anything for these connections. He's not part of the majority network community of the GM
This
board.
one's tough because
his network is more IT focused, and these are more old school.
I would think Mary Barra would want the presence of someone who used to be at Lyft and was in Tesla. I think that's valuable industry experience.
I think so too, but it's not whether you want them; it's whether they're annoying once they're there.
Okay, all right.
Like, so is he not different?
The job of the board. See, that's the funny thing is that in my view, the job of the board is to be annoying. I think that's how you learn, and constructive criticism is how you get better. But okay, go ahead. Keep going.
All right. So number 3. Is he just straight up pissed he doesn't have enough influence on this board?
That is always going to be my first
4% influence according to free float data. He's new. He's younger. He's working actively as a VC. He has the power of capital allocation. Does he sit there and say, I don't need this shit?
Oh,
Nobody listens to me anyway.
I'm sure he hates the process. It's so old school there.
Lowest influence. Yeah. Lowest influence.
Smells like mothballs in the boardroom. I have proof of that, by the way.
Number 4. Are there too many women on the board?
Interesting.
I actually don't think this is it. I postulated this and I looked at DVX Ventures. His portfolio team is 6 dudes and 1 woman, obviously, but they have a woman. The entire operations staff at DVX is 2 women, and they are chief of staff and executive assistant. That's like HR and executive.
What are we doing? How are we still doing this in 2026?
But his board, his advisory board, has 2 women on it and 3 men, and McNeil's not even on the board. So I couldn't make a strong case. I basically put it there as
I wish.
To trigger you, I put it there.
Well, you know what? Like, I'm thinking about the sports comp because we try to make a lot of comps to the sports world with the way we run our company, the way we think about our data and our research. If a player, wasn't playing, or maybe they were like cut from the team, they might say like, this Johnny has like a cyst on his ass and he can't swing the bat tonight, right? So he's not starting. But when a director steps down at a publicly traded corporation, it's nothing. It's crickets. You don't know. You don't get any information why he's leaving. So
nothing. Yeah.
So he very well. This could actually be the answer. It's possible.
That's what I mean.
But
we don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just the guy asking questions like Tucker Carlson.
I wish in the filing it would say, what's his name? John. I wish it would say,
Johathon McNeil.
I wish we live in a world where, I don't support this opinion, but I wish we live in a world where it just said John doesn't like working at a company that is controlled by a woman.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah.
And there's one more option that he's just too busy.
No, that's not it.
He's on like 19 of his portfolio company boards, and Lululemon and Chip Wilson are taking a lot of his time. Maybe he's just like, you know what, I'm out.
I don't know. I mean, I know you're blowing off and I know you did it just to trigger me, the too many women thing, but let's not forget the VC tech bro world. Like, are any of those enterprises really run by women? He must be annoyed by Mary Barra on some level.
Maybe, but also like I think his annoyance would take the form of I don't have enough power here, and these old codgers won't listen to a fucking reason. Like I know what I'm talking about.
Well, so
much more than the women piece.
Well, I feel like some of these are connected. That is the fact that he's an outsider VC tech bro dude. Isn't that kind of connected that he doesn't have any influence? Or I guess it doesn't have to.
No, it doesn't. It's not. It's like he's just.
I think that's the answer, though. I think because he's a VC tech bro, I think he finds it a complete waste of time that he's anywhere in the world that doesn't listen to his opinion and do whatever he thinks and says. I think he can't live in that world.
I honestly, I think it's probably that, and he doesn't have enough influence. And
that's what I'm saying.
Mary Barra's like constantly saying, "Follow the process."
No, it's not your choice. It's my choice. It's my choice.
All right.
So you want me to pick all the above? That's what you're hoping?
Honestly, I think it's just a cascade. I think it's all the things.
Okay. Well, all right.
Why don't you take us through one more?
There's no actual gifts or awards in this game, so we can pick up whatever I want. All right. My last one you're gonna hate. Which is fine because you might have hated my first 2. Speaking of activist investors and VC tech bros, Figma. You know Figma. We had a show about Figma, the tech bro company where I don't even know what they do. They use AI to help you like build a website. Nobody needs this.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what it is. Yeah,
it's another it's another like college dropout dude. Anyway, Figma gets an activist investor. This is the headline. Exhibit A on why companies don't want to go public. So they're saying that Figma's first year as a public company hasn't gone well. So that's the background here, right? Is that Figma's struggling, and already in year one, an activist investor is coming in to go crazy.
Forgive me, but aren't they a dual class controlled company?
Well, let's talk about it. Yeah, who do we blame? Who do you blame? Let's start right at the top, because you mentioned it. Do you blame Figma founder and CEO Dylan Field? Let me tell you a few things about Dylan. He owns 10% of the company's shares, but somehow, magically, because we do live in a Peter Jackson, Elfian, Lord of the Rings world, I guess, he controls 72% of the voting power.
I've got the one ring, and it's got all the power. Yeah,
in fact,
everything.
Look at this stat. There are 444 million outstanding Class A shares, right? That's for the regular people to own.
Yeah.
He owns 158 of them.
Really?
Which is only 0.00004% of the regular people's shares. And somehow he has 72% of the voting power.
Yeah. I think if we ever go public, we're going to have Class D shares, and we're each going to own one, and they have 99% of the voting power.
And they smell like pickle juice. He's also the chair.
Of course.
So not only is he the CEO and the founder and controls the voting power, he's also the chair.
He's got to be.
He's worth $5 billion. He had his total summary compensation last year was $865 million.
It doesn't sound like enough.
I found a nominating agreement in this proxy. There's a nominating agreement where Figma must nominate Dylan Field to be director and include him in the proxy statement every year. They have to.
Forever?
Yes. And the company must, this again, in the agreement, must use its resources to back him up and actively convince other shareholders to vote for him.
Oh.
Even though
that's
controls...
convenient.
Anyway, so... And this last thing about Dylan Field is that once he was asked about how he was going to change the world, and his answer was he was going to build better software for drones.
Oh.
Can you imagine you're given the opportunity to answer the question, how are you going to change the world, and that's where you go?
Did he mean like low value human capital, like Bill Winters at Standard Chartered? Or did he mean actual flying drones? Like that's where his brain
These
went.
are the maniacs getting rich and running our public corporation. I didn't even mention the fact that he's a college dropout. He went to your college.
Brown,
well, he didn't really.
He didn't go to. I don't care. He doesn't count.
He doesn't count because, as you know, like that
attending like one class on modern culture and media does not make you a graduate of my college.
As someone who has an undergraduate degree, I will tell you that it is not enough to complete a few classes. It is the process of getting all the appropriate credits for your major and doing your thesis, whatever you do, and getting to graduation. That's challenging, and he couldn't do any of it, so he doesn't.
You need
to
count. Fill your graduation cap with like Pabst Blue Ribbon in order for it to count.
He's already a failure. All right, do we blame the bro fest sausage party that is Figma? So only 2 of 9 directors are women, and the top 5 named executive officers are all dudes.
He didn't go to Brown. There's no way. What kind of Brown grad does that? I don't even understand.
Do you blame Peter Thiel? Peter Thiel forced Dylan to drop out of Brown for one of his dumb Peter Thiel fellowships.
Oh, he's a Thiel fellowship kid.
Thiel fellowship kid. Can you imagine that too?
So much.
Can you imagine that too? Like, look, I know that college is not like super fun for everybody, but I visited the Brown campus. It's very beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to stay? You get to hang out. You get to get high. You get to like date people. You get to interact with some of the best professors in the land. Like, what are you doing? Peter Thiel? That's who you're choosing? No, I'm serious.
Does Peter Thiel and everybody, all the Peter Thiel people, all of them, do they know that Sauron in The Lord of the Rings was the bad guy? Like, why is it they structure everything the same way he does? Keep going.
Not to mention that if you finish your degree, they're still going to want you.
Yeah, it turns out you could still start a company after your degree.
Yeah, you can still do it.
Yeah,
all right.
It doesn't stop.
Do you blame the total horrible VC blowhardiness of this board? I mean, not only do you have what's his name? Dylan Field, right?
Yeah. And Peter Thiel, like adjacent. Yeah.
You have VC dude John Lilly from Greylock. He's the lead independent director. He's been on the board for over a decade.
Of course.
He's the longest tenured.
Standard operating procedure.
VC dude Andrew Royd from Sequoia. He's a member of the compensation committee. And that's important because Dylan Field's pay was modeled after the pay package after Elon Musk.
Oh, thank God.
Also, VC dude Danny Reimer from Index Ventures. He's also on the compensation committee. So do you blame just the total VC? Why is a third of the board VC dudes? Why is this okay?
Well, that's for a new company with all these VC.
Okay, well, they have an activist investor, so I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. This is what they do.
Or finally, do you blame board member Louis Von On? I don't know. You probably don't remember that name. Louis Von On. He is the co-founder and CEO of Duolingo.
Oh, he said some stupid shit.
Okay, this is why this guy's important. So in 2025, that was just last year, he shared an internal email outlining Duolingo's new AI-first strategy where Duolingo would, quote, gradually stop using people to do work that AI can handle, end quote. And he also said that AI is a better teacher than humans, and that the future role of teachers would be reduced to providing childcare. He said this.
Oh, I remember that.
Can you imagine? Okay, it's one thing to even think this, but can you imagine saying this to everybody?
What a horrible thing to say to a teacher.
And then he blamed the controversy on a lack of context in his original statements. I don't know.
I read the whole thing. What was the context that was missing?
And let me add this too. I don't know that there's a absolutely direct correlation, but when that memo went viral, the stock price at Duolingo was $389, and now today, a year later, to $118.
They didn't do a stock split, which would explain that.
No. And I don't know that there's direct causation there. I'm just saying this guy is on Dylan Field's board. Is all I'm going to say.
Well, here's my problem. Yeah. I actually. The obvious choice is to blame Dylan Field because he has all the power.
Well, that's your rule, I thought.
Peter Thiel is actually supersedes.
The Godfather incubator.
He's
the Mark Zuckerberg guy.
He's the goose on everyone's shoulder. He's decamping to Argentina. He's he's the one who forged the One Ring to rule them all, and it's all his stuff. Okay, so all of his companies are named after Lord of the Rings, horrible shit from Lord of the Rings. Palantir, horrible. Anduril, horrible.
Yeah. So what you're saying, if we're making a logic statement here, what you're saying is that choose founder, CEO, voting power, controller, dual class share, techno bro, whatever. In all cases, except if Peter Thiel
is involved somehow, even adjacently,
created the monster that is the founder. Okay, all right, I'm okay with that. All right, let's wrap this up.
That was the best show. That's it. I don't have any more. Do you have any more?
No, I don't. All right, okay.
Well, the good news is Riverside doesn't have any more.
I was enjoying playing this game. As hard as this game is to construct, I actually do enjoy playing it. I like blaming things, and I like
the credit.
And I was gonna say I like this new wrinkle. I think that we should have the onus every time we play this game is to add at least one headline where we credit someone for something.
Can we credit someone for horrible stuff though? I credit them.
Isn't that blaming? All right, I don't know. All right.
That's all we got.
Come on, get out of here.
Hazelnut Rawlis, known to his friends as Damien. I'm your analyst, Matt Mascardi. We are free floats. Damien is gone
Finally.
For a week. Starting on Thursday, so we might have shows. It's just me. We might not have shows. If I can maybe get a guest together, maybe we'll have something. If you're listening to this, you want to be a guest, hit me on an email. Otherwise, maybe we'll see you in a week's time. Until later, goodbye.